Having cleaned the carbs and put them back together, set the flow tights, there are a few other things still need to sort out with them. What I'm hoping to do in this video is to do all of the base settings so that the carbs are all not fighting each other. If you've got separate carbs on each cylinder, you could end up where each cylinder is trying to produce power in a slightly different way and fighting each other. So one might be trying to pull the others along, and one might be trying to hold them back. You've got to get it so that they all are working at the same rate. And the way to do that is to have the idle settings set the same, the air screw set right for that individual carb and that cylinder, and then all four of them opening and closing at the same time. Now, it sounds really complicated, but in reality, there are just basic steps you have to go through. And I'm hoping this video will perhaps try and remove some of the mystique and help with that. Now, with regard to the kind of gauges that you can get those dial gauges, and that's probably the more modern way. I've got what they call a mercury manometer, and I've had this probably for 30 years. Doesn't wear out. And in this, it has mercury that when you connect each one of these up to an individual carb, the suck from the carb pulls the mercury up the tube. First thing I had to do was actually make it so that there was no air in any of the mercury in any of the tubes to cause it to be a different weight. You do that by using a syringe and pushing the mercury back down by putting the syringe on and pressing air in so that it lets all the air bubbles go up into the tube at the back. Once you've done that, all of the columns of mercury should be the same so that you can use them to judge each of the carbs. There's a little bit of a black art with it, and you're never going to get it 100% perfect, but this certainly does help. Using dial gauges is absolutely fine. Yeah, I'm nothing against dial gauges, I've just never bought any. So what I'm going to do is I've already set these. I'll warm the engine up and then I'll go through the individual settings as I'm trying to do them and try and show you how and what effect it's got. One other thing, just before I started, I set everything to the base. What I mean by that is there's a little T mark on the idle. I set that right. The air screw should be all the way in on one turn out. I've set them all right. And you should have 1 or 2 mil of play on the throttle cable. I've set all of them. If you haven't done that and you haven't obviously got the timing and the tappets and everything set beforehand, then there's no point in doing the rest. But having done that, yeah, I'm ready to go. Need to warm the engine, connect up my tubes and have a go. Let's see what happens. There's a bit of a fiddle to get that seated. You have to loosen off all these so you can waggle the carbs up and down. But once you get there, it's not so bad. Yeah, just tighten that in and I'm ready to put the air filter back on. Right, that's all the tubes on. I've put the adapters into the correct holes. I've put the right pipe on. This is a one-way valve so that you don't suck any crap from here into the mercury or the mercury the other way. don't think it's actually that much one way, but that's where it's for. You've got to make sure you get the right tube on the right one. So this one is this one, and the one at that end is the furthest one, and the two in the middle are right. Otherwise you end up adjusting the wrong ones. So what I'll do now is I'll start the bike, and the first thing that I'll do is I'll try and get it so that I've got all of the idle adjusters the same. The way that I do that is when it's running, these will be filled with mercury. I'll try and show you that. And you adjust this, let it settle, adjust, let it settle, so you get them all pretty much the same. That means you've actually balanced at idle so that they all suck in the same at idle. Talk about what we do when the throttle's actually open a bit later. So that's the first thing that I'm going to do. Now, you might have been able to see, I had got them on about 22, 23, fairly reliably. On a 50-year-old bike, you might never get it absolutely solid, spot on. Once you've got them reliably so that they're pretty much the same, yeah, you're there. So that's it set at idle. Now the next thing to do is to blip the throttle and see how much they go up in relation to each other. And I have a little crib sheet. If they drop the fastest, then what you need to do is on the adjuster here, is you need to turn that clockwise just a tidgy bit. If they drop the slowest, you have to turn it counterclockwise till you get it so that they're all going up and down at pretty much the same thing. Now, on my own, I think that's going to be impossible for me to show you. I'll do my best. I'll do it and see how we go on. Basically, you brought up the throttle about a quarter. You have a look at which go up and go down, fastest, slowest, and you adjust the adjusters on the top so you get them all going at pretty much the same. Won't be perfect, but I'll tell you what, this bike will be running a hell of a lot sweeter than it was. Every time I try to video it, it's always slightly out. But what I've done now, I've adjusted the tops so that I get them rising and falling pretty much together. So I open it, so it picks the columns of mercury up, and then I close it and watch which one goes down, which goes fastest, which goes slowest, and keep adjusting the top until you've got them pretty much moving together. At that point, I'm stopping. It looks and sounds pretty good. Let me just... But like I said, you get it right, set the video, and it doesn't look right. Don't chase your tail. Once you've got it so that you're reasonably happy that it's doing it most of the time, stop. It's one of those that little bits change all the time, and it can drive you to despair. I'm sure there'll be other people who might put in the comments that there's better ways to do it. But I found once you get them reliably going up and down together and you've got them within the same sort of band, tends to be okay. Maybe I should get some dial gauges and give it a go on that for a change. I'm happy with that. I'm going to tighten up the lock nuts, and that's it for now. So I hope that's been of some use to you. If not, please don't be too scathing. I did my best.